Don't skip. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. Marcus Aurelius. In a world that shifts beneath our feet, where every headline brings new uncertainties and every day tempts us with easy distractions, we all at some point search for the secret to resilience, freedom, and lasting success. Maybe you know this search well. Maybe you've woken up heavy with disappointment after a defeat you can't quite shake, or carried silent scars from battles no one else sees. The noise of modern life tells us to chase more, to run faster, to hide our pain beneath achievement. But the ancient wisdom of Stoicism offers a different path. Happiness and strength are not granted, music, by circumstance, but forged in how we choose to respond when the world turns against us. The story of David Goggins, once broken, now unbreakable, embodies this Stoic spirit. His journey through pain, self-doubt, and relentless adversity is not just an inspiration, it's a practical map. The 6 strategies he practiced are not reserved for heroes. They are real hard-won lessons for anyone who has ever been lost, tired, or searching for a way out. Here, in the quiet clarity of Stoic thought, is where true change begins. 1. Accountability mirror. Accountability mirror. Stand in front of your mirror and look yourself in the eyes for 5 minutes. What goes through your mind? What do you truly see in the reflection? Write those thoughts down. Later, sit with them. Discuss with yourself. This is not a trick. It's the first real step toward changing anything. There are moments when you wake up, walk into your bathroom, and pause for a second before the mirror. You stare at your own tired face. Maybe you notice a few extra pounds or the worry lines have gotten deeper since last music year. And in that silent space you wonder, who is this person looking back at me? Is he really who I set out to become? Have I made peace with him? Have I run from the truth? Or have I finally faced it head on? Strangely, the harder we try to avoid discomfort, the more it seems to follow us. The more we try to appear strong on the outside, the emptier we can feel on the inside. It's a paradox. The mirror doesn't lie, but music we do to ourselves all the time. The real problem isn't that you're weak or lacking discipline. The real problem is the mind's natural urge to protect us from pain, even when that pain music is the only thing that can wake us up. Life is less about what happens to you and more about what you do in response. This topic isn't about blaming yourself for what you aren't. It's about music, radical self-awareness. Seeing yourself exactly as you are, no more, no less, and then choosing what to do music with that truth. You'll learn how to use the accountability mirror to train your mind for any challenge. We'll go through 3 practical questions, some uncomfortable honesty, music, and the difference between self-awareness and self-pity. If you're willing to look honestly, really honestly, don't look away. The Stoic core principle here is simple. Self-mastery begins with self-awareness. If you refuse to see yourself clearly, you will never gain control. So, let's make it practical. There are so many areas in your life you can take ownership of. But to start, music, write down these 3 questions on sticky notes and put them on your mirror. Are you the man you want to be? Why not? Are you proud of the man you see in the mirror? Why not? Have you achieved what you wanted, music, in life? Why not? It's one thing to think about these, it's another to face them morning after morning, looking yourself straight in the eye. I can't stress this enough. Be ruthlessly honest with music yourself. This isn't about shaming or beating yourself up. That only traps you in the same cycle. It's about not sugarcoating reality. If you've gained too much weight, say it out loud. You've let yourself go. Music. If you're being lazy, admit it. You're sitting on your potential. Stop blaming work, family, genetics, and the weather. Drop the excuses. You might hear a voice inside music, whispering, "It's okay. Last month was rough. You deserve that beer tonight." But what if that's just another way to run from responsibility? What if comfort is costing you the life you truly want? Accountability, music, means action. Did you mess up today? Stand in front of the mirror and don't let music yourself off the hook too easily, but also don't lose yourself in music regret. Instead, commit to doing better tomorrow. This is a discipline. Do it every day. Over time, your music learn to tell the truth, even when it's hard. Think of David Goggins. He was overweight, angry, music, and stuck in self-pity, blaming his past and his circumstances. Everything changed the day he stood in front of the mirror, called himself out, and admitted the hard truth. He was the problem, but he could also, music, be the solution. That's Stoicism in action. It isn't about being harsh for the sake of it. It's about cutting through the fog of excuses, music, and finally taking control. There's something powerful about the man in music, the mirror. The way you judge yourself is often how others will judge you. If you look in the mirror and see music, defeat, self-doubt, and avoidance, chances are that's music, the energy you give off. But when you see discipline, strength, and pride, music, even if it's only beginning to grow, others will notice too. So ask yourself, how would you feel if others could see the same reflection you see every morning? For some, that's a wake-up call. For others, it's a source of motivation. If you're not happy, music, with your answer, don't let that bring you down. Let it push you forward. But here's the other side. Be honest about your victories too. Did you show up at the gym 4 days this week even though you didn't want to? Say it out loud. I'm proud, music, of you. Every honest action, every step forward, music matters. Celebrate the process, not just the results. That's how you build momentum. That's how you learn to trust yourself. It always comes back to this. Success is not about the outcome. It's about the process of becoming the person who can handle anything. So tomorrow morning when you face the man in the mirror, don't look away. Ask the hard questions. Listen to the honest answers. And remember, self-awareness without action is just regret in disguise. Turn reflection into responsibility and responsibility into change. Today, spend 5 quiet minutes in front of your mirror. Write down what you see, face it, good or bad, and take one honest step, no matter how small, toward the man you want to become. That's the first and hardest victory, and it's yours. 2. The 40% rule. The 40% rule. Sometimes when you finish standing before your accountability mirror, something raw lingers in the air. You've just faced yourself, no excuses, no dodging. But after that honesty comes the inevitable question: how do I actually move forward when I feel empty, stuck, or worn out? It's strange, isn't it? The more we try to push through a hard day, the more our own mind fights back. You've probably been there. You're halfway through a tough workout, a demanding work project, or just the grind of holding it all together for your family. Your body sends the signals, enough, I can't keep going. Your thoughts whisper, just stop. You're not made for this. No one would blame you if you quit. And here's the paradox. The moment you hit what feels like the wall, that crushing fatigue, that spiral of frustration isn't your true limit. In fact, it's not even close. Most people never realize this. They stop right there, convinced they've given their all. But as strange as it sounds, your greatest limits almost always come from inside your own mind, not from the outside world. Stoic philosophy teaches us that pain is not the enemy, nor is discomfort, fatigue, or fear. What truly traps us is the silent, invisible wall built by habit, by a brain wired for comfort, not for growth. Don't blame yourself for feeling weak, you might think. It's not because you're lazy or broken or lacking discipline. Your brain is simply trying to keep you safe. It tells you to stay in the comfort zone, to avoid pain at all costs. But that's not the path to your potential. That's just the mind's old program. This is where the 40% rule comes in. A brutal, simple insight drawn from the experience of people who have pushed beyond the line like David Goggins. Goggins, during Navy SEAL Hell Week or mile 80 of a 100-mile race, would find himself utterly spent. muscles screaming, mind flooded with doubt, every cell shouting for mercy. And that's when he'd tell himself, "You're only at 40%. You've still got 60% left." It sounds crazy, doesn't it? That's when your body and mind are both on the verge of quitting. You're really not even halfway through your reserves. But ask yourself, haven't you had moments, maybe while running, maybe during a crisis, when you thought you'd hit your max, but then somehow found another gear? That sudden second wind, the clarity that comes when you stop listening to panic and just move. Let's be honest, most of us live lives that are too safe. We do what's required, but rarely what's possible. We avoid pain, and in doing so, we settle for a tiny slice of our potential. The cost of life of quiet frustration, knowing deep down that you could have been more. You may think, sure, that's fine for Goggins. He's built differently. I've got bills, kids, a mortgage. My exhaustion is real. And you're right, life weighs heavily. But the truth is, these rules don't just apply to Navy SEALs or ultra-marathoners. They apply at 2 a.m. when you want to give up on a project. They apply in your marriage when you feel like the next conversation isn't worth having. They apply in every place your brain says, "That's it, no more."